It is a location-based dating app that allows users to like by swiping right or to dislike by swiping left other users, and to chat if both parties liked each other. It's also now known as a match. Users' profiles usually include their picture, their age, their distance from you, and a short bio. So, Tinder is what we may call a techno-emoticity. It is a technology that is supposed to provide an emotion, and it is disruptive of ordinary practices of romance. What is disruption? Disruption has been discussed as a principle of the economy, which means a disruption of the infrastructure supporting the technology. But in the case before us, I want to say that Tinder has primarily disrupted the infrastructure of encounters. How, where, how quickly people meet. And thus, to this extent, it is a disruption of romantic relationships. Not reputation or character, but what is first and foremost important in selection is visuality. Perhaps the most salient feature of applications, of apps like Tinder, is the prominence of visuality, of the visual cues. Now, face-to-face interactions have always been visual, but online visuality, I think, is different from face-to-face visuality because it actually is mediated by photography and more specifically by the fact that people take shots of themselves to present their best self to others, which is not exactly the case with face-to-face visuality. Tinder revolves around an interaction with a fixed image of the self that has been meticulously engineered and quite often actually also photoshopped. Now, this is connected to another aspect, which is that the sexual self has become very prominent. When you want to meet someone on a Tinder app, what you're trying to put forward is a sexually attractive self, which is a new definition of selfhood. Visuality is also connected to a second feature of the app, which is quick judgment. Visualization mobilizes snap into instantaneous evaluations. Because when we see objects, we typically apprehend and evaluate them in a matter of milliseconds. And cognitive psychologists have shown a visual evaluation relies and needs very little information to form a preference toward an object. Now, because of the speed of visual evaluation, people will tend to seek and privilege conventional features of attractiveness. And those features precisely which have been codified in media images and fashion industries, such as cleavage or narrow waist or long legs or blonde hair or fair and smooth skin or thinness, etc. A third feature of visual evaluation, connected again to its speed, is that it transforms the attribution of worth into a binary process. This person is either hot or not, attractive or unattractive. This is actually quite different from what happens, I think, in day-to-day interactions, where we quite often can start by finding somebody not extremely attractive and then come to find them actually quite attractive as they speak, and with the opposite being also true. So visuality actually privileges these kind of binary emotional logic. So we have here really characteristics of capitalism, which is velocity, abundance, and efficiency. All of these are characteristics of these dating apps. And it presupposes a self that I think is mobile, liquid, unattached, on the go. It offers quick and efficient ways of processing and selecting mates. So we see here how capitalism and technology shape the infrastructure of our romantic encounters. Encounters have become disconnected from what we may call a social ecology, from community, from our group of reference. There is, if you want, a radicalization of the autonomy of the individual and her disconnection from her community.